Hello everybody, and today was the day that a one Teddy Bridgewater has returned to the active roster. Now that did come with a Sammy Sleeves going to IR, which I thought was pretty predictable, especially after the knee scope that he had last night. And so this is going to be more of an outlook. Like first we need to talk Case versus Teddy, which is going to be a little difficult judging that we don't know what Teddy looks like right now. So I think right now you may have to roll with Case Keenum, although that could ultimately be a bad play in this because you need him to not like you need Teddy to knock off the rust, and there's a 3 game stretch of the year here, which the remaining games are, well, most of them are on the road. So we take on Washington this week in Washington, then we come back home, we play the Rams, then we have a 3 game road stretch here where you're in Detroit on Thanksgiving, you're going to Atlanta, and then you go to Carolina, back to back to back. And I think that's a stretch you need Teddy Bridgewater. So if you're going to knock off all the rust, you need him to play in either this game here or against the Rams. And because we're going to need him for that 3 game stretch. I don't know if Case Keenum will actually get enough done for that 3 game stretch. And same thing with the Rams. Like, I don't even know if he can take on the Rams. So the sooner we get in Teddy is probably the best for the team. And what we really need to be worried about is, will they sit him on the bench too long? Because if they sit him on the bench too long, he just gets upset at the coaching staff. Like if he thinks, oh, I can play, and then they never play him. And his contract should probably not toll. I don't know how they're planning on doing that, but I know the rule says it should toll, but I've seen reports saying they're not going to toll it because they don't want to hurt him in any way and try to keep him. But if they don't play him, that could ultimately make us lose him, because if he thinks we're trying to, well, I guess there, like if Zimmer's not playing him and Pat Shurmur and he thinks he can go and he's not going, that could hurt that little relationship going forward. He may not want to sign back, and I'm a little afraid of that if they keep him benched too long. So I think you need to really play him in within the next 2 or 3 weeks at the very least, because otherwise I don't think it's going to end well. And I think clearly Teddy Bridgewater is the better quarterback. I know there are people who are thinking, oh, Case Keenum can do it. He's like, whoever's thinking we're winning like because of Case Keenum is wrong. We are winning with Case Keenum. We are not winning because of Case Keenum, making him a piece we can move out if there's a better option. And with Teddy Bridgewater, there is. So I think ultimately that's how that's going to have to be. Like I know I saw some weird things leading up to this, like during the trade deadline, saying like, oh, we should just trade Teddy because Case Keenum can lead us. That is a scary, scary thought. He's not a franchise quarterback. Teddy Bridgewater is possibly one. So I think you need to really keep that in mind. It's not just, oh, look, it's good enough. Like he can be more than good enough. So I don't really get how that was working with people, but I really think we at least need Teddy for that 3 game stretch. Like I think there's no way that Teddy isn't starting that game by Detroit. He has to be starting that Detroit game in Detroit. So I think we have at max 2 games left of Case Keenum. We may, if he start, because the Redskins defense is actually legit, so we could see him at halftime this week if he starts to really struggle. I'm not saying I want Case Keenum to struggle, but it may take that to bench Case Keenum for Teddy Bridgewater. And it's a weird outlook for the rest of the year, because you have that, like that. After that first 5 games, we have 3 relatively easy games, assuming Aaron Rodgers is still on the bench, because you're at home 2 out of the last 3. In the 2 home games are the Bengals and the Bears, with the Packers smashed in the middle between them. So it's kind of like, okay, we have some easy games at the end there to possibly inflate the record. So we really only need to win probably 3 out of, well, probably 2 out of those 3 still, because we really need that win against the Lions. I think even just as emotional things go, Like they've beat us the last 3 times. So we actually need to win that game. And one other thing of news, just to bring up to your guys' attention, Martellus Bennett. Any interest there? Because I think I have some here because we have none of our wide receivers stepped up into that number 3 spot. And they, if I do recall, a few weeks ago they were working out a ton of tight ends. I remember Gavin Escobar being one. There were a lot of other ones that I can't remember off the top of my head, but they were working out, I think, somewhere between 5 to 7 tight ends. And Martellus Bennett is now on the market. Are they interested? I think they might be a little interested in this. Like, I don't know if they will end up claiming him off of the waivers because after the trade deadline, they go through waivers no matter what you're in. So, veterans will go through waivers. And this is what he had with Green Bay thus far. He had 24 receptions on 38 targets for 233 yards and 9.7 average yards per catch. His long of 33, and he had 10 of his catches go for first downs. He had some problems with drops over there in Packerland, but I think where he's possibly playing second fiddle to Kyle Rudolph, and he can be a better blocker than Rudolph anyway. He's a more dynamic version of David Morgan. It could be a little intriguing because we could use extra offensive line help at all times. I really think that even though like it's improved, but it's average to above average, we can still use some more things there, as he is a more improved version of David Morgan essentially. So I think there should be a little intrigue there. I don't know if it's going to be a lot, but I would love to know what you guys think on this because I think it's kind of like you don't really need another tight end, but it would be nice. I think it would be really nice just because he can actually receive the ball, and we can put either him or Kyle Rudolph out in the slot or out wide, and we can kind of have our number 3 wide receiver in that way. And then we're talking Diggs, Rudolph, and Thielen with Bennett out there, probably out of the shotgun if you're really thinking about like a spread formation. So if none of these guys step up, Martellus Bennett's a great, great, great insurance plan. And yeah, but please let me know about everything in the comments down below. And don't remember to like and subscribe to the video. Remember, follow me on Twitter at Brian_Spatafora. And until the next video, I bid you guys adieu.